My manager tried to force me to work unpaid overtime, so I made him pay for every single minute. This happened a couple years back when I was working at a mid-sized logistics company. We were always busy, but things got especially hectic during the holiday rush. Suddenly, management started asking us to stay late every night, but there was never any mention of overtime pay. At first, it was framed as team spirit and doing what's necessary, but it quickly became clear that it was just expected, and if you left on time, you'd get the stink eye. I'm not someone who likes to rock the boat, but after a week of 12-hour days with no extra pay, I was exhausted and frustrated. I started keeping track of my hours, just in case. I noticed my co-workers were in the same boat. Everyone was tired, morale was dropping, and people were quietly grumbling, but nobody wanted to be the first to complain. One night, after another long shift, I decided to look up our state labor laws. Turns out, what management was doing wasn't just shady, it was totally illegal. Hourly employees are entitled to overtime pay, period. I printed out the relevant sections, just to have them handy. Instead of confronting my manager directly, I started logging every extra minute I worked, down to the second. I encouraged my coworkers to do the same. Some were nervous, but most were just relieved someone was actually doing something about it. We kept it quiet, just in case. After a couple more weeks of unpaid overtime, I sent an anonymous tip to HR, attaching copies of our time logs and the state labor law printouts. Within a few days, HR sent out a company-wide memo reminding everyone about overtime regulations and stating that all overtime must be approved and paid. Suddenly, management was scrambling. My manager tried to act like it was all a big misunderstanding, but nobody bought it. The best part? HR did a full audit of the previous month's hours. Every single one of us got a retroactive paycheck for all the unpaid overtime. For me, it was almost a full extra week's pay. The mood in the office completely changed. People were actually smiling again, and the team spirit speeches disappeared overnight. My manager never found out who tipped off HR, but he definitely changed his tune. From then on, overtime was always voluntary and always paid. People still talk about that holiday rush and how someone, nobody knows who, made sure we all got what we deserved. Sometimes the best way to fight back isn't with a confrontation, but with a little research and some quiet, collective action. If you're ever in a similar spot, don't just accept it. Know your rights, keep your records, and let the system work for you.